Welcome to The Good Side, a half hour of positive, feel-good stories we hope will leave you inspired. They're told by a team of passionate journalists from local newsrooms all across the country. Every warrior needs a steady force by their side. For the past 40 years, a NICU nurse has made it her mission to be that source of strength for families, and she goes to great heights to do it. And the secret ingredient here? A whole lot of heart and soul, community and companionship created as neighbors pile their plates high with home-cooked love.
They can say, I had a great day today. I had something I could do today.
Plus, puppies helping people press the pause button on the daily stress of life. Yes, they've taken over this yoga class. And sure, they're cute, but there's some serious science to their calming presence. The Good Side, oh how cute, starts right now. Hey there, I'm Debra Alfarone. It is one of life's most joyful moments, welcoming a baby into your family. But nearly 10% of newborns are admitted to the NICU each year, turning celebration into uncertainty. And in those fragile moments, a steady hand and a kind word can mean everything. I want to introduce you to a nurse in the nation's capital who's marking a milestone, transporting some of the sickest babies and transforming fear into hope. Most babies' first rides don't sound like this. Amidst the roar of rotor blades and racing pulses, NICU nurse Janice Berry has been a steady voice. Can you believe it's 40 years?
No, I can't. It doesn't seem like 40 years. It really doesn't.
And for most of those, Berry has worked on the transport team, lifting off with the littlest patients to take them to this level 4 NICU at Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C.
Ever since I was probably about 10 years old, I always loved working with kids, taking care of kids, and it's about that point that I decided I wanted to go into nursing.
Don't let Berry's modest demeanor fool you. She doesn't just transport newborns, she carries families through the most terrifying hours of their lives.
The first thing they said to me was, your daughter has neck, and if it's her entire intestines, then she may not make it. And so my first experience here was kind of tough.
NEC stands for necrotizing enterocolitis, a condition that can kill. Tamika Doy says her baby Peyton was born prematurely.
She was very sick when she came over.
And that's when Janice came in and she said, it's okay. You know, you have a warrior princess here and she's gonna be okay.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, this is Peyton, the warrior princess, living proof of that flight and that fight.
I think, wow, been through a lot, but yeah, I survived it, got better, and now when people see me, they can't believe that it's me from when I was younger.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
Working with the child and the family as a whole, I think is really incredible because you're not just taking care of that sick baby, you're taking care of the whole family.
Nurse Berry and the team transport more than 1,000 newborns each year, but their work doesn't stop after landing.
Anytime we're not out on transport, we can help out in the NICU.
And that gives Berry and other nurses the opportunity to touch more lives and make lifelong friends.
She was the start of our story, so she'll always be a part of our story.
How long are we going to see Nurse Janice Berry here at Children's Hospital? I hope that after 40 years, you're not planning on leaving.
Well, a couple more years at least, so we'll see. Okay. We'll see. To be determined.
TBD. And Tamika says Peyton has had 24 surgeries, and she's still fighting medical issues. She also proudly tells us Peyton's on the honor roll. Children's National has over 900 admissions annually referred from over 30 NICUs near and far because of their specialty programs. From a nurse's power to help heal to a little puppy power, taking time each day to pause and relax can help keep you healthy. The Good Side's Kim Anderson takes us to a yoga class in North Carolina where puppies are striking a pose.
Forward, look all the way back.
It's yoga with a twist. These furry classmates don't exactly follow the poses, but they might be the best motivation to relax. In Charlotte, the downward dog has a whole new meaning, combining calm, connection, with just a pinch of chaos.
Yes, it's puppies and yoga. Like, why would I not want to do that? Everyone loves puppies and everyone loves yoga, and it's a great way to kind of bridge the two.
Jessica Sase is one of thousands of yoga instructors across the country now hosting this new workout, combining a little sun and some wags, all with the same goal, inner peace through pause.
So how did it make you feel, though, with the puppies and the yoga?
Definitely very zen, very calm. They're so sweet. He just came and wanted to sit in my lap the whole time, so I was trying to relax with him, and he was gonna make me go to sleep with him.
First-time puppy yoga participant Taylor Manley's reaction is real. Studies show contact with animals can lower cortisol levels and raise serotonin and dopamine, feel-good chemicals that boost mood and reduce anxiety. Call it mindfulness in motion, with a few friendly distractions. But these classes don't just help people, they're good for the puppies as well.
So with puppies, it's really good to socialize them. So I think also that's the added benefit, because just like bringing them out, it's just funny too. Like my first puppy yoga event, when you bring the puppies out, they're just like, who is these people? Like after like 10 minutes, they're just like, oh my God, this is so fun. They're running around everywhere. You can just see the difference of like being scared, not really knowing that many people, to now at the end of the class, they're just like, socialize, having a good time.
Taylor Terry is the breeder of these precious furry yogis. Beyond the play, rest, and cuddle time, Terry says some puppies even meet future families in class.
A lot of people are actually dealing with anxiety and depression, so it's definitely a good place to just like decompress and just, puppies just do a good thing for you. Like every time you see puppies, you just get happy.
Research backs her up. Puppy yoga can lower blood pressure, ease depression, and even boost immunity, proving that sometimes the simplest therapy has 4 paws and a wagging tail.
Well, next on the good side, a sharp style and a fresh start.
Money or no money, I'm still going to give an outstanding haircut.
When clients leave this barber's chair, they leave with a fresh look and they step out with a new sense of empowerment. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. A new style can boost your confidence. You walk into a room and you feel seen. A barber in North Carolina wants all of his clients to feel that way. The Good Side's Dedrick Russell shows us how he uses his talents to open doors for others.
This is my passion, you know?
Marquise Jenkins has been following his passion for 10 years. He started cutting hair when he was just 15 years old. This barber has been styling and fading in this pantry at Hellfighters Christian Ministries in Concord for more than 2 years.
I'm just looking to just continue to be a blessing to people, and I'm for the people, and that's my thing.
The cuts are making a difference for customers both inside and out. Eric Butler is in the chair now. He has a lot riding on this one haircut.
I'm feeling good right now, man. I mean, I haven't had a haircut in a while. Got jobs lined up, and so I was happy that he was able to help me out.
What are we gonna do to the beard?
It's a blessing for me because, haircuts normally run you like $60, and I don't have that right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get back on my feet.
Jenkins comes here on Thursdays and Saturdays, doing his passion for free.
Money or no money, I'm still going to give an outstanding haircut.
All that is required, a good conversation and an ending prayer.
We'll just ask you that you just bring in protection. And a lot of people tend to look at, homeless people in a different way, but I said they deserve respect.
Henry Lee is with Hellfighters Concord.
We're trying to meet a need in the community, just to encouragement and loving people right where they're at.
He's been doing this work in Concord for about 15 years. Many people come here daily, looking and getting what some take for granted.
Showers, clean clothes, new clothes, hot meals every time the door's open, 7 days a week.
Community support and donations keep things running here. Adding free haircuts to the mission is something Lee believes will never go out of style.
I give some of them hope. They can feel like, hey, somebody cares, because so many of the folks that we see here, they're out on the streets and people just look right through them like they don't exist.
More services are on the way. Next up is a computer lab where people like Eric can get access to jobs, and then there will be assistance to offer addiction recovery.
But they can come here and they can feel encouraged and loved and make it through another day.
And taking it one day at a time works. This barber says he will continue to go on the road with his profession. It allows him to give back to those in need so he can receive tips on how to stay grounded.
I meet some of the most humblest and grateful people just from coming in here.
So important that everyone feels seen. A family-run shop in Hawaii keeps shelves stocked with everything you might need. But customers stop by for more than the basics, and it's been that way for nearly 80 years now. The Good Side's Jolani Martinez takes us to Kai's store.
All right, thank you. Enjoy it now.
I will.
Okay, you're welcome.
77-year-old Paul Kai manages Kai's store, which is at the corner of Puainako Street and Kilauea Avenue in Hilo.
The Opelo is 22.
Kai's store was created in 1948 and sits on an acre of land that was gifted to Paul's parents. Paul is one of 9 kids and has been working at the store since 1968.
My mother, she wasn't feeling well. I came home in 1968 to help her with the business, and she died in '69. So I told my father at the time that I would work the store so that we would be able to send all the siblings to get their own education wherever they were in the world. And they were all over the world.
The walls are covered with puzzles put together by a woman named Trudy Hall.
She would have to travel to Hilo every day for her cancer treatment. She lived about 40 minutes away. And after her treatment, she could go home, but she didn't want to go home to an empty house, meaning that her husband had passed away, her children were grown up. So she would come here, and she would sit and she would do a puzzle. She did 286 puzzles in 11 months. But the real kicker to her, as she was doing the puzzles, people would come in, strangers or people that might have known her, and they would talk stories. They would sing songs, they would pray. And they would say to me, when you see Andy, give her this puzzle. She didn't pay for a single puzzle. And in appreciation, she wanted it up there. She wanted it up there so that when they came in, they would say, hey, I gave Andy that puzzle. It gave them a sense of appreciation, and for her, it gave her a sense of closeness. It made her feel like she wasn't all alone in the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kai's store remains to be a place of gathering. Throughout the week, Paul opens a lot for local vendors to sell their products.
So most of my inventories are from vendors that I provide space outside, and they don't work 7 days, so therefore I supply their products for them. And that way they don't lose their customers. So I provide a service, hopefully, beyond just the scope of Kai's store. Because things have changed, and there are some things that happened that I had to evolve and make choices. I'm still able to face the day, and I come here, and at the end of the day, I sleep good. So I'm happy.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Enjoy it.
No doubt he makes other people happy too. Still ahead on The Good Side, matchmaking with a twist and a lot of trust. One photographer wants to light the spark of love at first sight and catch it the second it ignites. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side, and get ready because you're about to get the rundown on a mouth-watering menu, and it's not at a fancy exclusive restaurant. At this table, everyone's welcome. The Good Side's Evan Leake takes us to Soul Food Sunday.
Then we have chicken, smothered chicken, and mushroom gravy.
There's only one cook allowed in this kitchen.
Fried corn with stewed tomatoes, Hillshire sausages.
Say hello to Lola.
You don't let anyone else bring food?
No.
They're not allowed?
No.
Why?
Because I'm cooking, I don't want a variety of things, and I'm making soul food.
Lola's been stirring up Soul Food Sunday for 5 years. What started as a love for cooking turned into a recipe for community.
So I'll inquire with people what are their favorite dishes, just out of general conversation. So I found someone that liked liver and onions, so I invited them to my house with some liver and onions. And then somebody else, I invite them over for something else they like. They ask all the time, how many people are you gonna have? I said, I don't know. I never know how many's going to be here.
Come one, come all, and then you know what? You become friends, and over time, over the years, you kind of become like family.
A family formed of those wanting a sense of belonging, generously provided by Lola.
You just call her up and say, hey, Lola, I need something, and she'll come and say.
When you live in a 55-plus community, people get lonely and stuff. I feel so blessed to have her for a friend and to be included in these gatherings.
What does that mean for you to bring so many people?
Smile on their face. They can say, I had a great day today. I had something I could do today, rather than being in the house, stuck in the house.
Helping feed people's souls in more ways than one, with love from Lola.
Give me a kiss. That's it. We love her.
Well, finding love requires trust, and in this case, it's trusting someone else to find that perfect person. A photographer in North Dakota mixes in matchmaking with her shoots. They're called stranger sessions. Clients fill out a form to share a bit about themselves. Then Brooklyn Earhart pairs them up based on their interests. For the first few poses, the potential future couple is blindfolded. When those blindfolds come off, if all goes as planned, sparks can fly.
I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know what was going to happen or what I was walking into, really.
Yeah, just a touch nervous, but it's a fun experience. It's pretty cool.
Earhart says the end result doesn't have to be a forever thing.
Just the smiles, the fun that comes out of it. I mean, you know, whether or not you go on a date afterwards, or maybe this is just a new friend. I mean, it's so fun to interact with people. Right, and then both look at me.
Some of the couples Earhart has photographed have even gone on dates after their stranger session. Okay, I don't know if I want to go to Lola's house or go have a stranger session, but I'll think about that in the break. Because next on the good side, he is a doctor who makes house calls.
There's so many people that have pianos right now in their homes that have been sitting there for years and years and years.
You won't find his prescriptions at a pharmacy. The piano doctor travels across the globe, keeping art alive. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. In the age of all things digital, there are still times when the human touch can't be copied. One man travels the world working his magic in living rooms, tiny churches, and concert halls. The Good Side's Lainey Mayfield takes a seat on the bench with the piano doctor.
Inside the sanctuary of Butler Presbyterian Church in Savannah, a familiar but fading sound fills the room. It's coming from Tim Arbezi, better known around the world as the Piano Doctor. Arbezi is a traveling piano tuner who has worked with legendary musicians like Bob Dylan, LeAnn Rimes, and even a member of the Rolling Stones. But long before the big names, Arbezi learned the craft on his own. While working at a piano shop in Augusta, a piano was sold with a broken key, and no technician was available. So he fixed it himself and later learned how to tune pianos. That moment sparked a career that's now taken him across the country and around the world.
You have baby grands, you have grand pianos, you have upright pianos, and everything in between, and all those I take care of.
After leaving Savannah, Arbezi headed to Hilton Head, continuing a schedule that keeps him constantly on the move.
There's so many people that have pianos right now in their homes that have been sitting there for years and years and years, and either they don't know who to call or they don't know what to do about it.
Arbezi calls piano tuning a lost art, saying as piano sales decline, fewer people are trained to fix and maintain the instruments.
Because I'm going to these places where there's no tuners, it's a huge joy to walk in and help out so many people.
And once he finished tuning the piano inside the church, the sanctuary rang with new life, a sound Arbezi says makes the long miles worth it.
That's what I do all day long, is help out people.
While the piano doctor keeps a lost art alive, artists in Las Vegas are putting their creativity on full display. And this is really a stroke of genius, starting with a few brushes and cans of spray paint. The Good Side's Jacqueline Schultz shows us how vibrant murals honor the past and mark the start of something new.
Continue onward to the horn.
Wow.
it's a showstopper. It certainly stops these shoppers.
Murals like these are places that suddenly become spots that you just want to go to take a photo.
There's really cool gradients and transitions, strength, prosperity, power, abundance, the Golden Dragon building. So we wanted to honor it by making a really big golden dragon.
Las Vegas local Gear Duran was the first artist tapped for the mission across Chinatown.
Lay on a little bit more paint. Take that dragon force, if you will.
Gear has an ability to bring a wall to life. There's so many empty walls in Chinatown. We want to work with every business, every property owner down here to put some art on those walls. The goal is to give the arts district a run for its money.
Curator Paco Alvarez has been tasked with the effort to scour the corridor for spots for murals and sculptures, recruit Asian American artists, help represent numerous local cultures, and pay homage to historical figures of the valley.
Beginning with Bill Tamiyasu, who was the first Japanese American to move to Las Vegas in 1914. The multitude of other wonderful Asian Americans and Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders that moved to Las Vegas.
We were talking to a lot of the stakeholders along this corridor. What we heard is they wanted to see a lot more public art. There's so many creative people along this corridor. You see it in the food, you see it in the shopping. What we needed was more art to really bring it together.
Commissioner Justin Jones explains the crucial part of Chinatown's redevelopment. For months, the Inspiring Spring Mountain Project has done hundreds and hundreds of surveys and gathered your input. Tourists, locals, and businesses want much safer streets to walk around. These renderings show options for wider sidewalks and art. Since Chinatown became a redevelopment district, property tax dollars can be used for improvements like these murals. Businesses pay for half.
It's going to bring visitors. It's going to bring a lot of our locals.
It makes the area something that you really actually want to go out to see.
And I absolutely do. Well, that is it for us. I hope you smiled this half hour. The Good Side, real stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us, even in the tough times, there's always another side, the good side. We'll see you back here next week. Have a great day.